Good morning, Groovers, and welcome to Traces of Nuts, the channel that shows you some of the most beautiful parts of Tasmania, like this concrete wall. I do like the reflection of the sky on that office building, though, I have to say. And don't worry, we'll have about 8 minutes of daytime or daylight hours left before it's pitch black and it's just me on a lonely road. Oh my God, guys, I am stuffed. I have worked my butt off the last 3 days. I have not stopped. I have not even scraped the sides of my to-do list. I haven't got rid of that smudge on my window or the new ones. But I did put on a new client today, and he's French, and he sounds terribly cute on the phone. Put on my pajamas and watch TV. We're back. Everybody's buffering. Hey, Cody. My day was it was a day not as bad as the day that people in Melbourne have had. Francesca, how are you feeling? You, my friend, are the star of the show tonight. I'm just an innocent bystander or observer from afar, from over the pond. Back in lockdown, Groover. Hey, Ms. OMG, how are you? I think you have to be an insomniac. Not knocking it, by the way. I have a lot of USA insomniacs and Canadian insomniacs on my channel. Hey, Emily, how are you, beautiful? I haven't seen you for a while. How are the kidlets? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yes, I have got a smudgy window. Don't give me a hard time. I am so exhausted. Like I'm the Walking Dead. And I've just realised too that I don't know when I'm going to have dinner because it's cold here in Hobart. Like this second I get home, I'm not leaving the house again to go and get supplies. I've either got to work out what I'm going to have for dinner. Come on, mate, you don't get to turn right there. Yeah, I'm either going to have to work out in my mind while I'm driving if there's something at home I can make dinner with or if I'm going to stop. Oh no, your dad's trapped in Vic. Hey, Ivor, most important thing is the footy's on. Meanwhile, my sister-in-law has just sent me a message of her, it looks like it's a video or something of her walking through the botanical gardens in Singapore where they've just come out of not lockdown, but like very tightened restrictions. Oh no, you poor dad, Emily. Shit. I'm meant to be going to Adelaide for a week in July, and I just keep thinking I'll just be that person, that just ends up stuck in South Australia. And that's why I'm kind of trying to work out what I do with Sunny, like whether I between several friends get people just to pop in and feed her, or whether I put her in a cattery, which breaks my heart because I've only just broken her out of a shelter, essentially. I mean, 10 lives are fabulous, but even they say, look, at the end of the day, we really are just another shelter. They just happen to be a really good one. Footy's bad for you? I love my footy, but not that much. Not that much that I'd be like, collapsing in a heap if the footy wasn't happening or if it was happening. It doesn't bother. If it's on, it's on. I don't have commercial TV anyway. I tend to only watch it if I go to a friend's house and they have two TVs in their like bar that they've built in their garage, and there's usually footy playing on one of them. I can smell a car that smells like something's burning. I hope it's not my car. Like not a smoke burning, but like a rubbery mechanical kind of aroma. I'm hoping it was somebody next to me or behind in front of me. I don't want to travel at all. I really don't. I liked it when we couldn't. It gave me an excuse to say, sorry, won't be able to make it. I had friends that were meant to be getting married in Sydney in, how, oh, I got a tiny bit of water out of the tiny bit of, now look at that. I can see clearly now. No, it's not my handbrake, Groover. I'm a lot of hopeless things, but one thing I can do is drive. Not big on cleaning my windscreen. I still can't pop my bonnet. I've got to go and see a fucking mechanic. Was that a thumbs up or a finger up? Either way, thanks, mate. Um, I think it's risky to travel, and um, but there are direct flights to South Australia from here, which is what my like the partners in the firm I work for. That's how they get down here. But I don't want to be doing any stopping over in Melbourne. No, thank you. I've gone from somebody who lived in another state of Australia for 2 weeks every month for 4.5 years, and the year and a half prior to that, my job took me all over the country. I virtually lived out of a suitcase, as many of you know. I literally lived out of a suitcase. That was pre-biscuit days. That's the early days of my channel where I used to go and buy donuts from a hot guy at the Victoria Markets in Adelaide and took you to the Adelaide Fringe Festival. Fuck, that feels like forever ago, guys. I don't even know how many of you that are watching me now were even with me back then. Oh, my scammer got messaged me too. The scammer that I forgot to check in with yesterday. So I might do some live scam baiting tomorrow night or even during the day. It's my day off tomorrow. I won't be able to. Hey, Mel, I hope you're feeling better, Groover. As you guys know, I won't be able to read chat much, so talk amongst yourselves. Hey, Punish Dad, gang, g'day, Groover. Oh, so yeah, you do check your hand. No, my handbrake was off. It was actually I think it got in my car when I was in the car park. Like I think it was the car back in the car park, but it just took a while for it to dissipate. But yeah, checking the handbrake is a definite smart thing to do. Wasn't knocking that. But I will be. This the beauty of this car. My last work car was an automatic, and you honestly could have driven that with the handbrake on for 200 kilometres and not realised. But this car, the beauty of it being a manual, it's just like you're not going anywhere. It doesn't let me move a millimetre. Whereas my work car, I could drive. I could have. I didn't, but I could have driven with the handbrake on, and it would have been a bit sluggish, but it would have moved. So yes, I've got a new scammer on the hook. My God, he is a nasty bastard too. He's so rude. I've barely spoken to him and I already think he's horrible. And he's already started sentences with am. Off go the alarm bells. Whoop whoop. But he's on Google Hangouts and I'm not logged into that on my phone because I've got a new phone and I can't be bothered adding another Gmail account, and I can't answer him anyway when I'm at work. Like my life doesn't exist for 3 days while I'm working. That's why I've been scheduling things like that Shanks video, just so it looks like I'm still active on my channel. Because I can't do a flipping thing. I can't respond to personal messages during the day, let alone talk to a scammer. But I'm off work now for the next 4 days, so I've got a bit of time to mess with him. But I forgot to message back last night on my laptop, so he's now come back over to Messenger and he's like, "How are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, I forgot about you, you evil prick." So I'll check in with that prick at some point in the next 24 hours. I'll message him tonight, but he nasty, man. He nasty. He's rude. He's so rude. Dominic the prick. And he's a different scammer too, guys. He's not a romance scam. He's a money scam. We're going to send you money. Give us all of your information. He's one of those ones. So I've got to think of a different way to play this one. I might start flirting with him. I might see if I can turn it into a romance scam. I'll offer to give him 50% of my winnings if he loves me forever or something. I'll muck around with him. But I don't like him. I mean, I don't like any of them, but I really don't like this guy. Oh, and the Google Hangouts that I moved him onto, do you remember Moobs? Do you remember the dude with the man boobs? Mooby? The soft man boobs? I sent him a message and he responded and he told me he thinks I'm a scammer. And I was like, dude, scroll up. We were flirting and chatting last year for a while, but he hasn't come back to me. He thinks I'm a scammer. Man boobs. Moobsy. What was he? He was the soft Robbo, I think. Was he the soft Robbo? I think he was. He was that horrible guy who sent me the photos of him reclining topless on some kind of futon in a living room. I'm sorry I can't read chat at the moment, guys, but I'm hoping someone in chat remembers Moobs. But anyway, he told me he thinks I'm a scammer, and I told him to scroll up and relive our love story, but he did. No, I don't think. Well, I don't know. I'll have a look tonight. He might have messaged back and gone, "Oh, Noreen, sorry, mate. Sorry I called you a scammer. You're Noreen, my long lost love." So yes, we'll be starting some live scam baiting. But just so you know, I'm planning on doing that on my Smooth Criminal podcast channel because that's where I want to do all things crime, true crime, and live crime. Scam baiting's live crime. So I will put a little video up on this channel saying, "Hey guys, we're about to do some live scam baiting. Come over to Smooth Criminal." And I'd like to attract some of the YouTube crew that watch scam baiters because it's a very niche area, as a lot of you know. And I just think it belongs on that channel. This channel is a little bit too muddled and there's a bit too much going on it. So this channel is going to be my kind of vlog channel, um, bit of commentary about the drama community and the true crime community and all the other wacky communities that we've crossed over in while we've been on YouTube. It's where I'll do my little adventures and show off Tassie. Um, I'll do my little characters of YouTube series that'll stay on here. So this is kind of my hub. And then the cooking stuff is gradually going to migrate over to the Shitty Kitty Kitchen channel. And then my podcast and anything to do with true crime or scam baiting, I'll be doing on the Smooth Criminal podcast channel. Yes, I might be diluting my audience a bit, but I just think I need a couple of focus channels, and this one's just the hang out with Tori and do shit together channel. Just makes sense, you know. My channel's a little bit schizophrenic at the moment, or not schizophrenic, multiple personalities. Well, that is schizophrenia, isn't it? I can't remember. I'm focusing on the traffic and that motorbike dude weaving in and out. I went to move over and he was in that lane. Like he was behind me and he shot into that lane when I started indicating. I'm like, okay, I'll let you go on the inside. On the inside, the motorbikes grow. If I get to check chat, I will, matesies. I mean, the other thing I can do is I can do my scam baiting and it can be live on Traces of Nuts, but we can put I can put a pinned comment in there saying, if you want to get involved in chat, come over to the other channel and put the link. Because I'm not going to be checking the chat over here, or, you know, just put a comment in there and then every now and then a mod can pop over to this channel and just say to anyone who's in there, come over this way. I might do that with my cooking for a while as well. I'll just go live on the two channels at the same time. Because then if people wander in, we'll be like, so you like the cooking? We'll come hither to this cooking channel. It also means I've got backup channels I've already got backup channels really, but, you know, like if anyone listened to my live this morning and got upset because I said my cat doesn't like some drama channels and goes and hides when they come on because she doesn't like their voices, and they chose to strike me for being so rude, when it's really Sunny who's giving them the big fat fuck you, not me, but, you know. Did anyone think about that today after the live this morning? If there's anyone from the live this morning, about how your animals react to what you listen to on YouTube? I think we should take a leaf out of their books. I know that Sunny's like, not this Diane's channel shit again. Why are you making me listen to this shit? So I promised her this morning, I was like, look, we've been over it for a while. The last time I really had a lot of fun with the Diane's channel stuff was when she said she was going to sue fucking St. Jude. There really hasn't been anything that's come close to that in terms of amusing me. That really was the last time I thought that was a fun saga to watch. Look at this, guys, with the new little turnouty thing. We're not sitting in traffic along here like we used to forever. We're not crawling along, which sucks because I don't get to read chat, but there'll be a bit of crawling coming up soon, hopefully. Hey, Ruth. Hello to anyone that's rocked up. Not the most exciting scenery for you this evening. You remember Moobs, Emily? Oh, yes, he was unforgettable.
Wasn't he the one that Ivor was in love with? Didn't you used to get up on the panel and profess your undying love for Moobs, Ivor? Was that not the one you were a bit row for? All in good humour, of course. Your cats don't like the YouTube yelling, Francesca. No, well, Biscuit had an aversion to creators that I was quite into at the time she was around, and she already liked the third bedroom right up at the end of the house, like a far away from, not, well, my house isn't that big, but she went as far away from my Bluetooth speaker as she could possibly get. Sunny is certainly demonstrating an aversion to some, but I think Sunny's a bit racist because she is definitely showing not a lot of love for the any American accents. She's pretty cool with Canadian accents, but I listen to people like Nada who are very soothing to listen to. Nada's Kitchen. She's really soothing. And Sunny also likes English accents. She was with me when I was on AD's channel. Like, she was actually on his panel, whatever. She was actually okay. English accents don't really bother her, but the squawking Americans, she's really not a fan at all. Oh, I won't be able to read that comment, Melma. That's a bit long for me while I'm driving. Sorry, gorgeous. I will try to read back on chat later on. I can only glance really quickly, and like I can see Ruth said that her chooks react, I think. But yeah, I think people who listen to YouTube and they're not wandering around the house with headphones on, they're actually playing it like on a speaker. Look at how your animals are reacting because they're sending you messages. Like, I definitely got a facial expression from Sunny this morning, which was like, "Oh no, not this shit again." It's not even squawking American accents. Like, it can be an American creator who's just chatting, but I think they're just a bit louder than we are, and they talk a lot more. I don't know. Hey, Joanne. I know. Melbourne, lockdown, 7 days. Winter is coming. It's very wintry here today. It's only 7 degrees now. And I've got on in the car, I'm wearing like, I've got a couple of winter, they're not coats. I don't like rigid coats. They've got to move. So they're sort of like, they're very smart, corporate looking jackets, but they're actually like woolen knitted. Well, not, this one's machine knitted. They both are, but I can't really describe them. You know what I mean? Like, don't picture a jumper, picture a lush woolen fabric. And I've got that on with a full on, really warm merino turtleneck jumper underneath. And I've also got on a scarf and a beanie and the heater. It's absolutely freezing. Well, it's not freezing. It's not 0 degrees, but it's really cold. And yes, you've changed your name again. Prayers for Melbourne, exactly. You poor bastards. I've got a girl who works in for one of the unions. She's in the office next to me. She's a really great girl, Nellie. We've become super friends. But she was in Melbourne during the last big lockdown, like the 15-week one last year, and she applied to be transferred to Tasmania. And she obviously had a lot of workers in Melbourne because she's with a union that's a national union, obviously. A lot of workers calling her, and she said she felt like she was actually getting a bit of PTSD from it. Um, and her phone was just ringing off the hook. So she pulled the pin at about 3:30, and she just said, "I'm just going to go and do some mindfulness and some self-care." And she said, "I'm going to go into town and go and buy a face mask and a bath bomb and just take myself home and switch my phone off for a couple of hours and chill out, because there's nothing she can do. Like, these workers are all complaining about it, and it's like, it's a directive of your state government. Like, you've got to follow it. It's not anything this is not a time to fire up the workers' rights banner, like it's just what it is." Hey, Veruca. Hey, Remy. Oh my God, look how bad my windscreen looks. It's just, who was it? Was it Ruth who suggested I just remove the windscreen? Like, now you can see it's perfectly clear. I can see, but oh no, it is really, it is really clear for me to see through. I don't know, that camera's picking up every micro speck and making it look like it's filthy. I can see the back of the green ute in front of me, or the grey ute with the P plate on the back, a window, clearly from my windscreen. But it's like you guys get all, because it's a panoramic view, it's like it's magnifying the micro specks. I'm really quite fussy about my car, but yeah, this camera doesn't do my windscreen any justice. Yeah, Melbourne's gone into lockdown, so not where I am, but on mainland Australia. They've got oh, it looks wet. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah, it's wet. It could be a bit wet. It is sort of spray, like it's drizzling a bit. But yeah, Melbourne's gone into lockdown because there's where's our Melbourneo? There's a few people in chat that are Melbourne based. The Indian strain, and I think there's 12 people, and one of them, like just 12 from yesterday, were diagnosed, I think, or tested positive, and one of them's in critical care. But this is the really like virulent, contagious, highly contagious Indian strain. I've got to start listening to the CoronaCast podcast again to get an update. But yeah, Francesca will educate you all on it. But this is, it's kind of interesting, I think, for people in other countries to see how Australia handles these little outbreaks and clusters. Where I live, we haven't had a COVID case for over a year. Australia took a very conservative approach, and still is, obviously. I think I wasn't able to check the news myself, but obviously I work in a building where there's a lot of unions, and they're very much on the ball with things that are happening. But I think the discussion we had, the last discussion about state borders, every state except for Queensland has closed its borders to anyone from Melbourne and where the cluster is. If you're travelling to Queensland, you've got to quarantine. If you come from an area where the cluster is, you've got to quarantine for 14 days. Yeah, Remy, this is how Australia handles it, and our figures, like our statistics, are pretty interesting for a country. Like, I'll give you the perspective that I've used a bit on this channel by way of comparison. So in the US, you guys have exceeded the population of Australia in terms of positive cases, and in terms of deaths in the USA, you guys have exceeded the entire population of Tasmania, where I live. But I haven't researched Australia's figures for a while, but in terms of deaths, The last time I looked, it was under 1,000 people for the whole country. And I can't remember what the figure was for positive tests. Somebody might be able to quickly Google how many cases we've had positive tests, but we had a few advantages. One was it didn't get to Australia as quickly as it got to Europe. And so when Italy was really struggling, and then New York, we were able to learn from other countries, Spain, Italy, France. We watched what was happening in New York City, and listened to medical experts and the governments of those countries about how they had not handled it very well. And fortunately for us, government, federal and state and even local, our governments took a very conservative approach. But the problem is there are just dickhead human beings, right, that can't follow directions very well, or they have that attitude that, everything doesn't apply to them. They're the same people that overtake everyone when you're doing 40 kilometres an hour because there's roadworks. For some reason, they think the rules don't apply to them and they go flying past doing 100 kilometres an hour. Like, it's the same people. Some people are just really fucking disappointing. All you got to do is be reasonable, right? I'll be able to read chat for a few seconds, so don't forget to write in caps if you want me to see anything, because I really can't read lowercase. I just read new cases, but 18, is it? Yeah, I really struggle with lowercase, guys. The phone is a long way away from my face, and also I don't like looking at the screen for very long. I try to keep my eyes on the road and get home safely, all that good stuff. I say that all the time now because of Mallory, all that good stuff. It's like how I say I don't give a flying flip. I picked that up from Sandra Ruchek back in 2019 when they did the Dr. Phil interview. She said he didn't give a flying flip. That stuck with me too. But yeah, please don't think I'm being rude not reading comments. I just can't. I just can't. I'm not being rude. I'm just not capable. 93 active cases in Australia. There you go. Wow, that's more than I thought, to be honest. Where are all of those peeps? I wonder. You don't need to Google that, but we've had a lot of success though. Like, I feel very fortunate to live on this island. Like, we've got a geographical barrier, we've got a moat essentially. Back when COVID was sort of starting to take off in Australia, Tassie had a cluster up in the northwest, but we've done incredibly well. But we've had heaps of people, like tourists, coming in and out, and it only takes one person to fuck things up for everyone. Oh, you picked up Zoomy. Yep, well, you'll know what I'm going to be doing for the next 3 hours. I'm going to say to Sunny, dude, I'm absolutely exhausted. You just need to give Mummy a break and let me chill out. I'm physically stuffed. Like, I love my job, guys, I do, but my God, it is so full on. It is so full on. And I've accepted today, it's like you will always leave this office with a heap of things on your to-do list that you didn't tick off. Every morning I pull the 3 most important things off my to-do list, and I'm blocking out time in my calendar that people can't disturb me. I tried it again this week, and once again, shit hit the fan and all kinds of stuff happened. And the three things that I really wanted to have done by the time I left tonight, they're still on the list. So I've asked my CA to book in hours next week for me to work on separate files, and people are just going to have to wait. I want to look after the clients that I'm bringing on. Like, I've inherited a lot of files that have been, sitting around waiting for stuff to happen or whatever. And I keep thinking, get onto them. And one of the lawyers said to me today, hey, they've been waiting for 3 months. What's another week? And I'm like, cool, thank you. But I want to manage my files properly, and I want to maintain a higher standard of client interaction with them. And I want to expedite their matters as quickly as I can. So, yeah, I've blocked out time next week to get on with the clients that I've brought on board. But next week's only a 2-day week, and I already know I've got, well, I could be working full-time with the amount of work I've got. But you can only get so much done in a day, and as long as I stay calm and patient and deal with each one at a time, I'll be fine. I can't read your message, Veruca, but I can see people saying they're sorry. I don't know what's happened, but I can't look at my chat. I won't be able to look at my chat really till I get home, to be honest, from now. So once again, I will try to find some time. I'll do it in the morning to just watch back a couple of lives and just check chat and see if there's anything I've missed. Well, there'll be a lot of stuff that I've missed. But yeah, I don't know what's happened, but I hope you're okay. But I also want to just blow lots of kisses to everyone in Melbourne. Hopefully 7 days goes super fast and you all come out the other end smiling. Sending out lots of positive vibes that this thing gets nipped in the bud. I think Ruth might be doing some flogging of links there. Thank you, gorgeous. I appreciate it because I will be migrating true crime over to Smooth Criminal pretty quickly. And also Shitty Kitty. Like, I don't want to do many lives on both channels. I just think there's a bit too much happening on this one. Wanted to do it for a while, and I've kind of got it because I'm not working full time yet. I've got a little bit of time to get all of that sort of stuff set up and running. I think I had 25 subscribers on the Shitty Kitty Kitchen the last time I looked, which is fabulous because I really just want people that are into cooking to come to that channel. Like, I don't want people who come here to hear me talking about why my cat doesn't like the Diane's Channel saga. This channel's kind of the vlog and little creative pop-up videos and stuff, whereas the other two are more focused on areas that I'm really interested in. That may not appeal to everyone. I did glance down before. I think Emily mentioned the Daybell Vallow case. I'm not covering that. I did chat a little bit in my live last night. I saw that there's now 3 charges of murder, and I'm happy to see that that's happened. It seems to have taken a very long time, but I'm all for the justice, or not the justice itself, but the judicial system and the justice system to move at the speed of a snail if they get enough evidence to, potentially get a conviction. I'm all for that. It pisses me off when cases are rushed through and, an error is made and someone walks free when all the evidence is pointing at them being the culprit. I'd rather they take their time, but I'm sure people who are following that case would be thrilled that they've laid charges. Those poor little children, I hate to think what they went through. Oh, my God. I'm always tormented by anyone who's murdered about what their last moments on this planet would have been like. Children just freaks me the fuck out, though, because it's, usually at the hands of somebody that they trust. And, oh, my God. That's why the Watts case, even though I'm not going to cover it on my channel day in, day out like other channels are, I'm never going to get my head around what those poor little girls went through, ever, ever. It's just too horrific. Too horrific, especially by people that, the person that you should have been able to trust with your life, literally. Oh, it makes me sick. And the fact that Bella, if that version of events is correct, if the fact that Bella knew, oh my God, it just, it's haunting. But I do wonder about those beautiful kids and what they went through and also why, why? But yeah, so if that was Emily, I think, who asked about it, no, I won't be covering that. I would like to start following a case. It wouldn't have appealed to many people, I don't think. Well, it might have, I don't know. But we've got the first ever televised trial happening in Tasmania, but it is delayed. It's delayed, so it's not live, but it's an inquest into massive bushfires that happened here down on the peninsula, like where I live. I'm at the top of the peninsula, just a little bit south of me. When we all went to Dunalley and had donuts that day with Fiona, went to her donut van, that area got completely destroyed by fire. And there's an inquest into it because the fire started on a property that was burning things on a total fire ban day. And it's really interesting for Tasmanians, but it's interesting too that thankfully nobody lost their lives, but a lot of people lost their homes and schools burnt down and bakeries, and it was really destructive, and it completely cut off the peninsula for quite a few weeks. We were like getting boats to take supplies to them, and it was full on. Oh, Barry Morphy's in court tomorrow. See, now I can see the wood-fire pizza truck, and I'm like, why didn't I order a pizza when I left town? I could just rock up and pick it up and keep moving. The fact they were open last night threw me. They're like an alarm clock in a way. They're only normally open Thursdays till Sundays, so being open on a Wednesday night, I was like, oh, what are you doing? What night is it? Have I missed midnight? It totally mucked me around. Barry Morphy will be an interesting one to watch. But there's already so many channels that covered those cases from the start, and I think they're the ones to watch if you like watching true crime YouTubers. I am waiting for a case to cover, but I haven't found one yet. But yeah, I thought about doing the Dunalley ones, but I think we're into like week 5 now. So, and I would have had to have done like a report on it each night. But now that they're doing televised stuff, even though this one is delayed, there might be something that happens here that I can cover, because the chances of any other YouTubers outside of Australia doing it are pretty slim. Because I don't know about you guys, but my timeline at the moment is all the Cash Gurnan case. There's so many people talking about it, and I don't understand. Like, it's not like it's sort of. I'm going to take you down to the beach because we've still got this beautiful supermoon happening, and it's looking a little bit pretty right now. But yeah, there's heaps of channels talking about Cash Gurnan, and that's a horrible, horrible case. But there's not really much like. There's obviously a lot of speculating going on those channels, but there's so many of them speculating. It's sort of like, I don't know. I'm kind of, I'm interested to see if any more charges are laid, or if it, if and when it goes to trial. But the number of channels covering it. Look at the moon, guys. Oh, happy birthday, Veruca. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Veruca. Happy birthday to you. All right, I'll do a quick scan of some of the comments that I would have missed. All right, I've got back to Francesca. I picked up Zoomies from you. Oh, hang on, the whole screen's moving. 93. Lockdown equals Vinny and his G-Bang. Oh, no. That's the last thing we need on the YouTubes. It's raining mice in New South Wales. Well, that's a state of Australia. It's on the eastern seaboard as well. It's the state directly above Victoria, where Melbourne is the state that's got the lockdown happening. Raining mice. It was Emily asking about Daybell Valley, so we've covered that one. Yeah, the trial will be interesting, but that's one where I'd actually put on another creator and listen to them, like someone who's actually been covering it for a while. There's the clouds moving, the moon's going to be fully exposed soon. This is where I wish I could zoom in. But hang on, I'll unhighlight Joanne's comment. But have a look at the moon reflecting on the water. That's pretty cool. Oh my God, Emily, that's a nightmare and heartbreaking. The valet case, yes. Trish, not Trisha, probably has COVID. Oh. Oh shit. Okay, that was that. Yeah, that sucks. Didn't her dad die of COVID? Was that Trisha? Trish, not Trisha? Yeah. Yeah, that would be really scary. Oh, the poor girl. I got a bit of a soft spot for her. She's pretty sassy. She can be entertaining. I did put her on the other day, and then someone that I'm not going to name jumped up on panel, and I had to switch her off. I just can't. There's just a person that's on panels a lot at the moment, and I'm like, nope, move on. Oh, Ruth, look at how you're flogging my channels. Thank you. Get your yummies sorted. I hope she comes back a negative test. That would be the most stressful time. That poor girl. Oh my God. Like, I can't imagine. I've noticed I've had so many friends in the last 2 weeks lose, not from COVID, but there's been so many deaths in the last few weeks of friends of mine who've lost really close friends, like I did earlier in the year and at the end of last year. Well, in fact, for the last decade in my life, but also heaps of people's parents have died. This year's been pretty full on. I'm sending lots of messages of support to people at the moment, like more than I can remember. I've always had a lot of death in my life, but yeah, it's my timeline on YouTube, on Facebook at the moment is just so many people talking about their parents dying or a really close friend dying. I remember Mum saying to me, when you get into your 50s, lots of people start dying. And I've had a lot of death in my life, as a lot of you know, but yeah, it's heartbreaking to have so many friends
suffering massive losses at the moment. But oh, for Trish, not Trisha, that would be really scary. I hope it comes back negative too. Oh, cool. You've subscribed to the Shitty Kitty Kitchen. I've got my uncle and auntie from the mainland coming down to my place on Sunday afternoon, but they'll be gone before I need to start cooking. I'm doing those chicken kebabs that you guys voted for the last time I did a live. She's lost taste and smell and has a temp. I hope she feels better fast too. Positive vibes for Trish, not Trisha. TNT. And Verika, I do hope you have a fabulous birthday. YouTube seems to think I'm Indian. That's all right. My last phone, 2 phones ago, my phone was racist. The last one I had thought I was a lesbian. This one is just a snowflake and overheats. The big 3-9, and you're a baby. One more year till the naughty 40s. What did Memo say? I saw the comment about the MVP, meaning Ruth is the most valued player. Hey, stop animal cruelty. How are you, gorgeous? I didn't want to be annoying and send you a link to a little video that I put up on my channel the other day, but there's a little video that I would love you to watch. I was thinking of a lot of people when I made it. It's a sunrise here a couple of days ago, Monday morning. We had this most beautiful sun. We've been having lots of beautiful sunrises, but I was able to get lots of photos and video footage. And I just wrote everyone a little letter, but there were lots of people I was thinking of while I was making it, and you were one of them. So if you get a chance, check it out. I was going to send you the link, and then I just went, nah. I sent it to a couple of people and got responses like, oh, I'm not doing YouTube much anymore. And it's like, well, that's not why I sent it to you. I'm not, like, it just happens to be on YouTube, but I thought you'd like the message, the sentiment. Yes, Ruth is the MVP. Her mod skills are on point. Francesco, I get lots of Indian ads and Russian ads and government ads against joining extreme groups. Well, you know, Ruth, you and those extreme groups you belong to. I lost smell until Josh farted in bed. That's a way to test the nostrils. Are they still a working? Aging is scary. Everyone I love is getting closer to death. I try not to think about it. Well, you know, it's an inevitability. I've said it quite a few times on this channel that the only way you can get through life without grieving is to not engage with any people, plants, animals, or insects, fish, anything. Do not get emotionally connected to anything and you'll never grieve. It is, unfortunately, it is part of life. And aging, yeah, I'm not enjoying being in my 50s. It's so weird. You wake up on your 50th birthday and you know you're 50. It's so bizarre. Every other age, I haven't felt that different. But my 50th, I was like, oh, wow, my body's broken. This is fun. But I'm also going to make the most of whatever time I've got left. I've lost so many friends who didn't get to the age that I did. And I feel like the best way to honour them is make sure I do as much as I can with my life, whatever time I've got left, you know. Exactly. With death, there is also birth. And my grandmother used to say to us, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. And we used to quote her and think it was hilarious, but it's a line from the Bible. And our family's not very religious, but she was. But it's so true. Hey, beautiful gone girl, how are you? Exactly. You can't interact with any living anything. Otherwise, like to never feel loss or sadness or sorrow or grief, you cannot interact with. I mean, I read, do you know what though? You know that movie, the movie that Tom Hanks, what is it, Castaway? He gets emotional and grieves for that friggin' volleyball that he throws out into the ocean. So you can't emotionally connect to anything, living or dead. I mean, or, inanimate. He lost his shit. And he's the prick who threw it out into the ocean. Wilson. Yes, hit the thumbs up, Groovers. Thank you, Milmo. I really do wish I'd put a hit the thumbs up on my little video that I did, because I've had like over 200 people have watched it and I've got like 12 thumbs up. I'm like, oh, bugger. I'm not very good at self-promoting or, telling people to like my the stuff I do on YouTube. Oh my God, look, the moon's going to completely vanish. The whole sky's going to be jet black in a minute. That's true, Mel. It is so true. And, grief, a big part of grief is there's a beauty in it. It's a tragic beauty, but it's also a beauty that the intense feelings that you have when you lost someone that you cared about are reflective of the intense love that you had for them. You can't feel that depth of pain if you didn't experience that depth of love. And I think that's something that's really important when we are grieving, to remind ourselves that it hurts like hell because we loved like hell too, or not like hell, but it hurts like hell because we loved so deeply. And it's nice to be reminded of the fact that that person or that animal or that volleyball touched you that much. Hey, Anne-Marie. Good, darling. I'm heading home. Sunny's getting used to me coming home at 6:30 now because I stop and chat to you guys if I'm live. Every time you go live, you must hear like, share, and subscribe in your head and repeat it out loud on the live. Yeah, but see, I see other creators do that, and I don't want to be like that. They're the channels that want 1 million subscribers. I don't. But when you put a lot of effort into a video and you get a lot of watches on it, but people don't bother to put a thumbs up, you're kind of like, that probably warranted a few more for the effort that it took to make it. And the fact that I was up at 5:30 to get all those photos and videos and stuff. But anyway. Wow, I never thought about like that. About the pain is because of how deeply you loved. There you go, Mel. I taught you something. I hope it helps a little. I can hear the YouTuber's version now. Hi, yep, so what? Yes, you did catch us at the end. Even the moon's gone, but the moon was there before. You won't believe me. You're just getting a black screen. You're back in border lockdown. Huh? I thought you were somewhere north on the East Coast. Are you in Victoria, Anne-Marie? Sweet dreams, birthday girl. I hope you had a beautiful day. Congrats on getting monetized. Enjoy your 30 cents. Well, Mel, I hate to burst your little bubble of joy. It's 28 cents I've earned. I'm retiring next month. Hey, Gone Girl, I know, baby, it does hurt to stay when you want to go. You know that we all feel for you so much. There are no words to make you feel better. Just know that we wish you weren't going through this. Mel, Illy has learned to read and comment with a few spelling errors. So if you get any from me and it's a little off, it's my job. It's a job. Cute. That kid is my twin, I swear. I am rich, I'm loaded. It takes you 3 months to get to $100 in your AdSense. Well, that's impressive because I've got 28 cents, so it's going to take me a shitload longer than 3 months to get to that. I'm estimating I'll get my first AdSense check in 2034. We know you do, Gone Girl. I mean, we love having you with us, obviously, but it's kind of selfish because we loves you. I have to watch Yep So What's video. Okay, I'll do that. Remind me if you check in with me and say, have you watched it yet? And then I'll check it out. 5-year-old grandchild is her fangirl. You're in New South Wales. That's what I thought. You are just over the border, but you don't have to go into lockdown. Just the borders are closed. You won't be popping over to Wodonga in the next week. The moon went. It's behind a cloud, man. I got to get home and feed my little sunny girl. The only way you earn money on AdSense is by super chats. Oh, is that? I thought they were very separate. I thought AdSense was just the ads and then super chats are a separate thing again. Because I think I've got about $60 in super chats. Thank you. Yes, send the link. Yeah, our borders have locked too, but we're not in lockdown. Like we're not letting anyone into Taswegia from Melbourne for the next 7 days, at least. Heard about you all last night and started praying for my friend. Yeah, big positive vibes. Send positive vibes to everyone in the state of Victoria and Melbourne. Let's hope this lockdown nips it in the bud and we'll what's the word? Yeah, just send out positive vibes. Hopefully they'll come out the other side. We'll nip this little fucker in the bud. I'm about to head home, Mel. I've got to go. I'm so tired. Even the thought of just driving 800 meters to my house is a mess. So I'm going to actually motor. Super chats go through AdSense. Okay, well, my AdSense balance, ow, my knee's giving me the shits again. Yeah, Canada, you're in lockdown, but yeah, we've gone back to one of our states has gone back into lockdown just today. Gone girl. We haven't had a lockdown here for a long time. Did you go to Wodonga today? Did you get everything you needed to over the border, Anne Marie? I know how you feel, but you're doing a better job than UK did. You mean Canada or? Oh, the balance doesn't show till the next month. Okay. I've only just done the tax form stuff yesterday, so because they were like, you'll be taxed 34% US tax plus Australian tax, so you will end up getting 11 cents for every $100 you make. So I've done that. I put the form in. Thanks, Mel. That'd be great if you could explain to me. You might need to clap the syllables. Money makes me go cross-eyed. Oh, good, Anne-Marie. I'm glad you got everything you needed to. And yes, what Mel said, we are here for you, Gone Girl, while you're here, and we love you. Australian lockdown. Oh, yeah, we've done a great job. People say, like in Tassie, friends of mine say, we're so lucky. It's got nothing to do with luck. It was a strategic approach that worked.
for the whole country. And I mean, the fact that this island hasn't had a COVID case for over a year, and you look at countries like India and what they're going through at the moment, and you think, wow, we really paid attention and listened. And, luckily, I mean, God, Australian governments can be as arrogant as any government, really. But, thankfully, our federal, state and local governments, look at the moon's back out again. It's huge. It's beautiful. My bed was bathed in moonlight last night when I fell asleep with Sunny. It was so lovely. I've got like a highlight window in my bedroom above my bed, and it just brings the sunrises. Some mornings, there's beautiful pinks in my bedroom. And last night I fell asleep with the moonshine beaming in, moonlight. Oh, my God, it was gorgeous. Look at it. It's big. It's huge. It's much bigger for me, obviously, than for you guys. But how beautiful is that? There's some amazing photos floating around on Facebook of it too. It's super moon. But yes, we've had governments that took very conservative approaches, and it paid off. And it's awful that other countries chose to not listen to the countries that were really being, absolutely bashed by it, like Spain and France and Italy and then New York City, that they didn't learn, they didn't pay attention. I'm so grateful that our governments did. I'm not a fan of ultra-conservative governments, but I'm a fan of governments taking ultra-conservative approaches to things like global pandemics. But yeah, I do want to watch the kidlet. She sounds cute as. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. I had a good crowd tonight, and I was showing you a black screen for most of it. I really appreciate it. Happy birthday again to Veruca. Send out positive vibes for Trish, not Trisha. Send out massive positive vibes for Melbourne and the state of Victoria, that they get this new cluster sorted or, controlled. Love to anyone in chat who's got a cold. Love to you, Gone Girl, always. You'll always get a lot of love here. Hang in there, everyone, especially the Victorian subscribers, our Melbourne buddies. We're all in this together, and if I can go live and do some fun things over the next week to keep you entertained while you're in lockdown, I will do it. Hang in there, Francesca, and all of our Melbourne buddies. And have a great night, everyone. I'm going to go in and feed my baby girl, watch some MasterChef. Go, Scotty. And, he's not cooking tonight. It's an immunity challenge that he didn't get into. Neither did Sabina, but I'm still going to watch it. But I love you guys. I'll check out the little 5-year-old makeup tutorial. That sounds like a lot of fun. And stay groovy, everyone, and see you around the YouTubes very soon. Bye, beautiful people. I love you guts.